The following lesson addresses Learning Outcome 2, Reading and Viewing. It addresses the assessment standard that requires learners to explore and explain key features of texts and how they contribute to meaning. Learners should be able to describe plot, subplot, character portrayal, conflict, and dramatic purpose.
Hi there, I'm Nelly Mabaso. In the previous lesson, we learned that playwrights use a combination of methods to create a character. Their appearance, actions, emotions, words, motivation, and thoughts. We saw from Lady Macbeth's soliloquy that characters reveal a lot about themselves by what they say. In this lesson, I want us to investigate how a character can grow or develop in reaction to circumstances. By the end of this lesson, you should know how to assess how a character changes in response to changed circumstances and evaluate those changes in the light of the character's personality. Today we are going to meet Othello, one of Shakespeare's tragic heroes, and we will talk to him about the events that influenced his decisions. Othello is a complex play about passion and reason. It explores concepts like honesty and love, appearance and reality. The play is set in Venice, which is in Italy, during the 1600s. But like all of Shakespeare's work, the actual setting has been changed many times. A very modern version of the play was filmed in Cape Town with Sello Magega as Othello and Candace Hillebrand as his wife, Desdemona. Othello is one of Shakespeare's most intense tragedies, and the action takes place over just 3 nights and 2 days. So, what happens in this play? Let's see. The main character, Othello, comes from North Africa, and he is a general in the Venetian army. He secretly marries Desdemona, the daughter of a very powerful politician. Iago is the villain, the baddie in the play. He is very angry with Othello because he was passed over for a promotion. To revenge himself, he decides to destroy Othello's life, and he starts plotting to break up Othello and Desdemona's marriage. Iago convinces Othello that Desdemona is cheating on him. Othello gets so mad with jealousy that he kills his wife. In the end, Othello learns that Iago lied to him and that Desdemona actually loved him very much. Faced with the truth, he commits suicide. Now that you know a bit more about the events in the play, let's look into Othello's character. Othello is first shown as a war hero and a man of great pride and courage. But as the play continues, his character begins to deteriorate and he becomes less noble. He changes from being a great leader into a murderer. Is this character change believable? How does a respected and admired leader become a murderer? Let's cross over to Charlotte, where she is about to talk to Othello.
Othello, why did you kill Desdemona? How could you be that jealous?
Why? I ask that question often. I did not love wisely, but I loved well. People consider jealousy to be my tragic flaw, and that jealousy is the reason why I made the wrong decision. There were other things that made me also vulnerable to influences.
Things like Iago?
Ha! The snake! He was my friend and confidant, and he made me believe that Desdemona was having an affair with Cassio, a young lieutenant in my army.
But what did Iago say that made you believe that Desdemona was unfaithful to you?
He poisoned my mind. It was not so much what he said, but the way in which he said it. He planted seeds of jealousy and doubt and made me believe that Desdemona was sleeping with another man. When you are far away from your love, you become vulnerable, and it's easy to doubt their devotion.
But those were all rumors and gossip. You had no real proof that Desdemona was unfaithful to you. Why did you believe Iago?
I asked him for evidence.
Villain, be sure to prove my love a whore. Be sure of it. Give me ocular proof, or by the worth of mine eternal soul, thou hadst better have been born a dog than answer my naked wrath.
Then what happened?
Iago had it all worked out. I gave Desdemona a special handkerchief, a family heirloom. He managed to get hold of that handkerchief.
I will, in Cassio's lodging, lose this napkin and let him find it. Trifles light as air are to the jealous confirmations strong as proofs of Holy Writ. This may do something. The Moor already changes with my poison.
Iago planted the handkerchief in Cassio's rooms, and he told me that he had seen Cassio wipe his beard with it. I later asked Desdemona for the handkerchief, but she told me that she did not have it. That further stirred my suspicions. Iago presented further evidence and said that Cassio had bragged about sleeping with Desdemona. Cassio had Desdemona's handkerchief, and I saw a conversation between Iago and Cassio, thinking that he was talking about Desdemona, not realizing that he was talking about Bianca.
Don't you think it was very circumstantial evidence at best? What else made you so vulnerable to Iago's deceit and manipulation?
I am a Moor that rose to the top of white society because I was a brilliant general. Being different made me feel like an outsider in Venetian society. I suppose I took my feelings, my insecurities, into my relationship with Desdemona. I almost imagined that she would be taken away from me. This is what made me vulnerable to Iago's twisted words.
How do you want to be remembered?
I pray you, in letters when you shall these unlucky deeds relate, speak of me as I am, nothing extenuate, nor set down aught in malice. Then you must speak of one who loved not wisely, but well, of one not easily jealous, but being wrought, perplexed in the extreme.
The play Othello presents the timeless battle between good and evil. Iago, the classic Shakespearean antagonist, manipulates Othello's trust until it becomes a fit of deadly jealousy and rage, which causes him to murder his devoted wife, Desdemona. But Othello takes responsibility for his mistaken jealousy and murderous behavior. He has a better understanding of himself by the end of the play. Othello, victim or tragic hero? That is a question for you to think about.
One that loved not wisely, but too well. With these words, Othello summarizes what it was that led him to murdering his wife. But is his analysis right? What is the difference between loving too well and loving wisely? And was his jealousy the key weakness that drove him to murder? What is your opinion of Othello? Was he a victim of circumstance or a tragic hero? What is ironic about Iago's words in the next extract?
Oh, beware, my lord, of jealousy. It is the green-eyed monster which doth mock the meat it feeds on.
Thank you for joining me. Goodbye.